As I sit here, I've been awake since like 7:30 this morning, and I just been kind of puttering around, like doing a bit of this, doing a bit of that, totally outside with the birds because that's my favorite thing to do. Um, but I see stuff about there's balloons in the sky and there's the weather's gonna be freezing tomorrow. Like everybody's in this. We need to get out of the fear state, like feeling fearful, feeling worrisome and stuff like that, because those things are just not they're not good energies to hang on to. They're really not. They weigh you down purposely. They make you feel very heavy. They're just they're terrible energies to feel. And like it's so important to be in a happy, joyous state. And believe me, I know that it is not easy to sometimes feel that way in a joyous, happy state because there's out outer external forces that are like constantly making us feel everything but that's when it's up to you to actually look for the smallest thing. Like literally, I'm not even kidding. They say it's having hope the size of a mustard seed. Now, I honestly never seen a mustard seed in my life. I didn't even know mustard had seeds. um, but it's grabbing onto something that tiny and finding the joy in it, and then hanging on to it, and just feeling that. Trust me, I know it's hard. I raised 4 kids on my own. 4 kids, working a minimum wage job, you know. But I succeeded and I thrived, and my kids are all doing great. Like it all depends on your focus, 100%. You know, I haven't read the Bible myself, but I know that in the Bible it says, I've heard, sorry, that in the Bible it says, "Thou shalt not fear," at least 365 times. And I find it funny that if it's 365 times that it's in the Bible, and there's 365 days in a year, thou shalt not fear every day of the year. It rhymes, so it's true. That's just a little thing that the kids and I do. 365 times, thou shalt not fear. 365 days in a year. Do not fear any one of those days. Feel the joy, feel the happiness, look for it. You know, stay off of the news. Man, the news is the worst thing for you. 100%. It's the worst. They have scripts, okay, scripts, handwritten scripts to tell you of things that are to keep you in a fear based energy. And that's, as a collective, everybody feeling fear brings fear. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain it. But we are all interconnected 100% because all of our souls are as one. We are one. We are humanity. Team humanity. No matter the color, no matter the authenticity, no matter nothing, no matter religion, it doesn't matter. What it boils down to it is inside, on the inside, we're exactly the same. And you know how it is. Like, I'm sure you are aware of the times that you have spoke about somebody. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing you know, that somebody is making an appearance because you manifested that. Our thoughts are extremely powerful things. Extremely. And if you focus on and dwell on and think about, I have no this, I have no that, you're just gonna draw more of that into your life. Seriously. You need to be on the abundant path. You need to be feeling abundant. I know it's a hard way to feel. Believe me, like I said, I raised 4 children by myself in a minimum wage job with no help. I'm sorry to say, but like their fathers just, one finally helped more so later in life, but like, where were you when the diapers, the formula, and all that stuff were like a big expense to me? You know what I mean? But I still pushed past all that. Even to this day, like Andrew laughs at me because I'll just spend my money frugally. Like, I don't really care. I'll take my last $5 and buy birdseed for the birds outside just because I want to feed them, and that brings me joy. So if it takes my last $5, it takes my last $5. I don't care. It's making me happy. So I'm on that abundant thought process, you know? Like, not even really. I don't care. Same with if I want to buy my something that's like $50, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't like to think I don't really have that money, because if you think that, you're going to draw that into your life. It's really important to be so aware of your thoughts and what you're thinking of and where you're putting your intentions and all of that stuff. Oh man, it's really important. I mean, me sharing the stuff about what's going on in the world, I don't actually like sharing all that because I know the negativity of it. I know that. But I want people to be aware, and I want people to know what's going on around, because they don't. And you're not going to see it anywhere. Even if you watch the news, they don't tell you everything. No, they don't. They hide things because then they want to surprise you with something big and scary. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. It's sad to think that people that are supposed to be there for us and be there for us, it's really sad and disturbing to think that they're not. Not at all. You know who's there for us? Each other. That's all we have. We don't have these people. They don't care about our interests. You don't see that yet? You don't see that they just don't care? Because they don't. We need to come together as one, as a community. Come together in unity. That's what's important. And we need to stand up against whatever they try to throw our way, but people won't. People won't. It's too uncomfortable to do that. It's too uncomfortable to go against the grain. It might be. I went against the grain for the last 3 years. I didn't care because I seen a bigger picture and I seen what was more important. My comfortableness at that time didn't matter because I know the uncomfortableness that they're trying to enslave onto us. And I wanted to stop that. I wanted to draw attention to that and bring awareness to that and show that. So I didn't care about being uncomfortable. You know, pretty much most of my whole life, I've been uncomfortable. So I'm used to that. That's not something that didn't faze me because I was used to being uncomfortable. Again, like I said, I raised 4 children by myself. Was not much help. So uncomfortable was like probably my middle name for a little while there. Probably. But when people have faith in people like government, I don't like to say government, but when people have faith in people like that, when you know that they're constantly always doing, here's more taxes. The income tax, like that tax wasn't even supposed to carry on all this time. It was supposed to pay for the war, and then that was it. The war hasn't stopped yet, so I guess that's why they haven't stopped. I've said many times over the last 3 years that this is a spiritual war. This is a war on humanity, and it is. It is. And we just need to realize that it's coming after your mind. Do you realize how confusing and complicated they have made everything over the past 3 years? How confusing it's been? Do you remember how confusing it's been? We're doing this, then we're doing that, then we're doing this, then we're doing that, then we're doing this, and nothing worked that they wanted to work, that they said was going to work, even though people like myself stood up and told everybody, it's not going to work, don't do it. Then we got made fun of and targeted and basically bullied. Basically bullied. No, it didn't stop me, and it's not going to stop me. It's very important that people realize what's actually happening. They're going to come for your mind, you know? And when they get everything so confused, and everybody's so confused, and everybody's so down and out, they're going to just come in with an idea to save everything. But remember, though, that they are the ones that are creating the problem. They're creating the illusion of it, and then the people are all here dividing against each other, and we're creating the problem because we're just looking at what these guys are saying. We're not feeling what we're feeling inside. We're just going by what they're saying, and we're using that to fight with everybody. That makes them win, because you're doing all this instead of doing this. We need to come together. We need to stop name calling. We need to stop bullying. We need to stop calling people this and that. And we need to stop with the division. The division. The racism. All of it. We weren't made for that. We weren't made for that at all. It's very important to come together as one. It's very important for us to stand together. Like, I didn't even watch the movie A Bug's Life, but even the ants knew. Even the ants knew in the cartoon that they knew. I don't know what other words to use to describe what's taking place, but everything is set out to distract you. Everything is like, oh, man, I'm so tired of hearing about celebrities and all these. Celebrities are nothing. Celebrities are nothing. They're actually pieces of shit. All of them. Yes, all of them. From what I can see, anyway. You see them all going around doing this, representing. That's what I say to that. Sorry, but that's what I say to that. Because they created this big false sense of idolizing. Jersey, just hold on. To get everybody to love them. Why do you love them? You gotta pay all this money to do whatever it is that they want you to do. Buy their CDs, buy their t-shirts, buy this, buy that. And they're like sitting on banks. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They just care about what your mind is doing. I don't know. It's really important that people see how important it is to come together. We gotta be Team One. Team Canada, Team World, Team USA. We are all together, and we are all we have. Nobody's coming to save us. Nope, nobody is. It's up to us. You and I. To do the groundwork. So you ready to be uncomfortable? Or do you just want to keep walking with the flow? Being uncomfortable is only gross for a little bit, you know. It's rewarding at the end. Because then you feel the goodness after being uncomfortable, you know. As uncomfortable as it might have been for me to go to rallies and stuff, because I was worried that, like, am I going to get in, like, if I'm going to rallies and I work in a very big place that's very popular. I kind of worried about it, but at the same time, I worried more about the future. And I worried more about my friendly Canadians and my family, you know, like all that stuff. I put all of that aside. I put all the uncomfortableness aside. And I went with my heart. The uncomfortableness didn't matter anymore. The uncomfortableness was like, it was like a shadow at that time, because the happiness that I felt when I was at rallies, if you've watched any of the videos, I'm sure you could feel and hear the happiness. That's because I knew I was doing the right thing. That's because I knew I was where I was supposed to be. And I would come out of them rallies like I was drunk, high on life, everything. Like I would come out of there feeling amazing. Once I got past that uncomfortableness of, should I do this? And then my heart said, yeah, because you see the bigger picture and you need to help try to open other people's eyes to the bigger picture. So I felt great and I felt rewarded. I actually missed going to rallies a lot because the energy was so freaking amazing there. For those of you who didn't go, you missed out. You missed out because they were some pretty great times. I think so anyway. Even in the freezing cold, it was amazing. And I would do it all again in a heartbeat to stand up for what I believe is right. Anytime they say anything that's supposed to be fearful, why don't you try thinking about the opposite and think about what's going to happen? Now, I'm not saying in the next couple months it's not going to be a little scary and uncomfortable, because it most likely will be. And I'm not trying to be the person to say that garbage, but it most likely will be. But that is when it's important to grab onto that tiny little mustard seed of faith and just believe and hope and have faith that you're going to ride this one out just like you rode out the last ones. Don't be fearful. Be aware, not in fear. Stock up on some canned foods. I'd stock up on whatever you want, just in case there is something big that comes our way, because you already know in the grocery stores the aisles are getting shorter. That's because they're having a hard time getting stuff in. So there is a shortage coming up, a massive shortage. Be ready for that. Be ready. Train your mind to look for the good. I don't know if any of this makes any sense. I'm just kind of rambling because something just told me, you gotta just say stuff. Just say stuff. I don't even know. I didn't even get a card because I didn't want to do a card. But just say no to fear and just have faith. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and look back at all of the other things that you've ever accomplished, that the hardest times that you've had, and that you came through them. And what happened on the other side? You smiled, you felt good, and you're like, oh, I didn't think I was going to do it. But look at you. You did. You did. I love you all so much. And if you even knew how much, I don't even know why. There's no words. There's no words. I just want the best for everybody. I want the best for all. That's all I ever wanted. Have a super day. Stay strong. Stay happy.